Today I'm honored and really proud to be the first president to stand with you here at the White House to address the 45th March for Life. That's very, very special. 45th March for Life.
Millions and millions of little children right now are dead. They were killed before they ever had a chance to live, much less vote, in this brave new world of ours. And millions of people just don't care. Politicians are campaigning on a woman's right to kill her own child. And this is not just the far left, hateful fringe of liberalism that I'm talking about. It's happening everywhere. The repugnance to abortion is dying off because nobody wants to talk about that anymore. Abortion is, pro-life. That's sort of for goofy religious zealots. Let's not get too bogged down in that. But when U.S. conservative politicians stop speaking out in defense of the unborn, the most helpless among us, it's all over. There's no place that we can hide from that monster that believes it's just fine to continue to protect those who would kill babies, kill children. After that, politically speaking, and in every other way, nothing else matters. We have become a nation of barbarians. And this is why it is significant. I'm sorry, it's very significant. When politicians, no matter how weak they might be in other areas, but when they at least say that they are pro-life, this is significant because it means that humanly speaking, all is not lost. That there are sufficient numbers of people in this country who still care about God's law and human life to warrant at least lip service from politicians. Because God help us when that era passes, when the lip service is no longer even necessary. When that lip service ends, it means that there's nothing left of the good people. There is no special interest group that cares about God's law or human life. It means it's over. It means we are spiritually dead. It means there are no God-fearing people left to appease in this country. And that is going to be a nightmare. So down here in the catacombs, are we single-issue voters? You bet we are. It starts with abortion. If a politician gets that wrong, and will do nothing to stop the murder of millions of the most innocent and defenseless among us each year, he or she cannot possibly be trusted with anything else that matters. And those conservative bloggers and commentators who would say otherwise have simply begun to lose their faith. They become numb to this unheard of atrocity called abortion, an unheard of atrocity that has become the landmark of our post-Christian civilization. Blatant thwarting of God's design for the human family. They've become numb to it. And maybe to some extent we all have been, in fact, become numb. Maybe we're all getting used to our own stench, to our own hearts being made black and hardened by so many decades of godless entertainment, godless politics, godless education, godless living, and pretty much doing whatever the hell we want. And we cannot let that happen to ourselves or to our people, to our children. So I'm going to close tonight with something quite different. I'm going to read a little poem that my father published, Walter Matt published in the pages of the Remnant in the early days immediately following Roe versus Wade. And it's called A Ballad of Our Lady of Tears. O Mary, Mother of all men, remember how one day you rocked a little boy to sleep in a cradle filled with hay? Remember how you held him the long and weary night. You fled from Herod's soldiers in Egypt's dismal flight. How the lonely stars looked down, how the night was long, with hoofbeats in the distance, but in your heart was a song. You trod the darkness round you, you warmed the sands so cold. You lulled the winds to whispers and turned the tears to gold. When God was very little and life was very new, with death a lurking shadow, he chose to cling to you. He chose not heaven's legions, nor Michael's sword of flame. To shield him in the darkness, he chose your tender name. Your tender arms to hold him, your tender eyes so deep, your tender voice to comfort and sing his soul to sleep. Look down again in pity, O Mother of our Lord, upon a world where children still must flee from Herod's sword, where Moloch claims his victims still, and still the price is paid, where lust is crowned and love is drowned, and death a grim charade, where little ones are torn apart or burned with baleful brine, where murder in a velvet coat is a social valentine. These little hands, these little feet, these little eyes and ears, O Mother, see their misery, baptize them in your tears. They have never known the sunshine or felt the cool of rain. Their heritage is horror, their first caress is pain. They were the breath of springtime, the promise April gave. Till winter's vultures ravished, their cradle is their grave. And now before the Father, some ask, whose can these be? Please wrap your arms around them, say those belong to me. For love of him who was little too, who traded heaven to be with you, take these children torn apart to the playground of your heart. Bruised and swollen, crucified on the cross of human pride, may their bodies perfect rise, take their souls to paradise. Let them not for want of grace linger in a darkened place. Ask your Son to give them joy. He was once a little boy. Now and at the hour of death, may they feel your gentle breath. Tuck them in a bed of white, O Mother, sing to them tonight.